Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Western adventure Raymond Burr starring in an episode of Fort-Laramie from 66 years ago today, January 29th, 1956, the Boatwrights Story. And we thank you for joining us on this Saturday, 29th day of January, 337 days remaining until we get to 2023. President Jackson ordered the first use of federal soldiers to suppress a labor dispute in 1834. In 1845, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, published in the New York Evening Mirror newspaper. Happy birthday, Kansas! You were admitted as the 34th State of the Union in 1861. Carl Benz patented the first successful gas-driven automobile in 1886. Paris first bombed by German Zeppelins in 1916. The USS Missouri, the last battleship commissioned by the Navy, launched in 1944. Sweden outlawed aerosol sprays in 1978 due to their harmful effect on the ozone layer, becoming the first nation to enact such a ban. 6 U.S. diplomats rescued from Tehran on this date in 1980. They took refuge in the Canadian Embassy, November 4th, 1979.
The United States can confirm that 6 American embassy employees who were not captured at the time of the embassy takeover have come out of Tehran. They had been in the Canadian Embassy.
It was on this date in 1984, President Reagan announced he would seek re-election.
We have made a new beginning. Vice President Bush and I would like to have your continued support and cooperation in completing what we began 3 years ago. I am therefore announcing that I am a candidate and will seek re-election to the office I presently hold.
And on this date in 1991, President George Herbert Walker Bush praised the troops in the Gulf War.
There is no one more devoted, more committed to the hard work of freedom than every soldier and sailor, every Marine, Airman, and Coast Guardsman, every man and woman now serving in the Persian Gulf.
Birmingham, Alabama, 1998. A bomb exploded at an abortion clinic, killing one, severely wounding another. Serial bomber Eric Robert Rudolph, suspected as the culprit. In his State of the Union address on this date in 2002, President George W. Bush described regimes that sponsor terror as an axis of evil, in which he included Iraq, Iran, and North Korea. On this date in 2006, ABC correspondent Bob Woodruff and Canadian cameraman Doug Vogt seriously injured in an explosion from an improvised explosive device in Iraq, about 12 miles north of Baghdad.
This is a 4-man team, a very experienced team. 2 of them were seriously injured in the attack, which occurred up in the Taji area. I gather that Bob has been medevaced out for treatment of his injuries, as well as Doug Vogt, and our thoughts and prayers go with them. Obviously, this continues to be a very dangerous place to work. Big gunshots behind me right now, even if you're very experienced.
And in 2009, Governor of Illinois Rod Blagojevich removed from office following his conviction of several corruption charges, including the alleged solicitation of personal benefit in exchange for an appointment to the Senate as a replacement for then-President Barack Obama. Passing away on this date in history, actor Alan Ladd. Actors, comedians Freddie Prinze and Jimmy Durante, Leif Erikson. It was also Margaret Truman, the president's daughter, also singer and author, singer-songwriter Rod McEwen, and musician James Ingram. This is the birth date of W.C. Fields.
Whom have I the honor of addressing, milady?
They call me Flower Bell.
Flower Bell, what a euphonious appellation. Easier on the ears and a banquet for the eyes.
Kind of cute yourself.
Thank you. I never argue with a lady.
Smart boy.
Thank you again.
With Mae West W.C. Fields, born on this date back in 1880. Also born on this date, Victor Mature, John Forsythe, actor Anthony George, writer Patty Chayefsky, Ron Townsend of The Fifth Dimension, and model Gia Karanji, a movie made about her named Gia. From The Graduate, Catherine Ross is 82 years old. Claudine Longet is 80 years old today. Actor Tom Selleck is 77. The story about Claudine Longet is long, and I really don't want to get into it because she is a convicted murderer for misdemeanor negligent homicide of her boyfriend, former Olympic skier Spider Savage. Mark Singer from Beastman and V. Mark Singer, 74. From It's a Living, cancer survivor Ann Jillian is 72. Oprah, 68 years old today. He was Jack Devereaux in Days of Our Lives. Matthew Ashford, 62. NYPD Blues Nicholas Turturro is 60. Pro wrestler Bob Holly, Hardcore Holly, Sparky Plug, 59 years old. From Saving Private Ryan and Mob City, Edward Burns, 54. From Drugstore Cowboy and Boogie Nights, Heather Graham, 52. From Roseanne and more recently The Talk, Sarah Gilbert, 47. From This Is Us, Justin Hartley is 45. And American Idol singer Adam Lambert is 40. Those are some of the people who celebrate. The 29th day of January is their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say happy birthday to you.
From 66 years ago, January 29th of 1956, Fort Laramie, starring Raymond Burr, on Saturdays, classic radio theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station.
Here's some great news. If you missed the deadline to sign up for health insurance, or if you just have a plan you're not happy with, you still have a choice. It's called MediShare. There are hundreds of thousands of members, and they love it. MediShare has a 98% customer satisfaction rating, and this is obviously huge. The typical family saves around $6,000 a year switching to MediShare. Find out more. They're great to talk to. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
Before he became defense attorney Perry Mason, Raymond Burr was known for Fort Laramie as Captain Lee Quince, captain of cavalry. This episode from 66 years ago, January 29th, 1956, entitled The Boatwrights Story, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
At the gallop! Ho!
Fort Laramie. Fort Laramie, starring Raymond Burr as Captain Lee Quince. Specially transcribed tales of the dark and tragic ground of the wild frontier. The saga of fighting men who rode the rim of empire. And the dramatic story of Lee Quince, captain of cavalry.
Dismount and unsaddle, pin grazing water. Dismount and unsaddle, pin grazing water. You there, Boatwright, you unbit that mount before you graze him this time.
Sure, Sergeant. I just going to.
Well, do it then. Dismount and unsaddle, pin grazing water. We could make camp here, Boatwright. There's water.
Yeah, we could go hunting and fishing too, Vickers. Maybe bake some bread.
If you don't like the Army, why didn't you stay in Louisville?
I was starving there too. But at least in Louisville, I didn't have no Indians after my scalp.
You afraid of Indians, Boatwright?
Afraid? Man, I'm gonna tell you something.
What?
I'm gonna get me an Indian.
What you talking about, Boatwright?
I'm gonna get me an Indian, I said. I gotta get me one.
Why?
Then I won't be scared no more.
All right, you go get the Indian. I'd rather stay scared.
Hey, give me a choy of tobacco.
Here. But bite easy on it. It's all there is to payday.
Payday. Army's got 2/3 of my pay for the next 3 years.
Well, at 50 cents a day, that don't amount to such a whole lot, Boatwright.
You sure think funny, Vickers.
At least you ain't in the stockade. You ought to be grateful for that.
I should, huh? The reason I ain't in the stockade is because Captain Quince needs me out here. B Company's supposed to have 83 privates, full strength. I swear we're down to 60.
We are.
That's what I'm saying. So Captain Quince needs me worse than I need him.
Where'd he go anyway?
You make a fine scout. You don't even see where your own company commander rode off to.
It ain't none of my business where he goes.
You know what you are? You're a dumb trooper. Somebody says, sit down, you sit down. Somebody says, stand up, you stand up. Somebody says, here's your home, you start taking off your shoes.
You're getting riled again, Boatwright.
Captain Quince rode up to that knoll over there looking for Lieutenant Sybert's patrol.
No, I don't see him.
He come back 5 minutes ago. He's walking down the line behind you right now.
Oh.
He's tired, don't he?
Commanding a company that's got stockade soldiers like you'd make anybody tired, Boatwright.
Now, you watch your mouth.
Oh, can't you take a ribbon?
Hello, Captain.
How do you like the open air, Boatwright?
Fine, Captain. I need a good ride.
No complaints then?
No, sir. None at all. I like it fine out here.
You better like it.
Yes, sir. Sure beats sitting around the stockade.
When you're in the stockade, you just sit around, Boatwright?
No, sir. But at least I didn't ride no horse out after wild Indians with a understrength troop.
You don't fool me, Boatwright. You'll never make a garrison soldier.
That's why I'm proud to be with you, Captain.
When we return to Fort Laramie, you go back into the stockade. You know that.
I always said I liked the Army, Captain.
Lieutenant Sybert's reporting, sir.
What'd you find, Mr. Syberts?
Well, sir, we rode over there where the smoke was.
And?
It was a homestead, Captain. Fired by the Sioux.
Did they leave anybody there, Mr. Syberts?
Man's still alive, sir. Corporal Mercer's with him. But the woman and the little girl, they're dead.
I see. What does the man say?
Nothing, sir. He's got no tongue.
Take charge of the troop, Mr. Syberts. Sergeant Gorse and I'll ride over there.
Yes, sir. And, Captain, take a look at this.
That's a Henry rifle, Mr. Syberts, latest model. If the Indians had gotten their hands on guns like that, why, we're in bad trouble. How is he, Corporal?
Bad, sir. They burned him some, too, but he's still conscious. Sure a slow way to die.
It's 100 miles to Fort Laramie, Captain.
You never lived that long, Sergeant. Give me your revolver. You and Corporal Mercer start back. I'll catch up with you.
Yes, sir. Well, move out, Mercer.
Think we'll go after them Sioux, Gorse?
I'm a first sergeant, not a captain.
Well, I know, but you and Quince run this company.
He's Captain Quince to you, Mercer.
Oh, sure.
And he runs this company.
Well, sure.
Everything all right, Captain?
Everything's all right, Sergeant.
Hey, what was that?
You shut up and keep riding, Corporal.
You don't have to get so hard-nosed.
Shut up, I said.
Oh, sure.
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
When we get back, fall in a burial party.
Yes, sir.
And see that those graves are cairned.
Yes, sir.
And one other thing, Sergeant. Don't forget to pick up your revolver. That homesteader doesn't need it anymore. Captain Quince reporting, Major.
Sit down, Captain. I know you're mad because I ordered you back from chasing those Sioux last week, Lee, but...
You didn't see what they did to that Homestead family.
I've seen their work before.
There'll be more of it if we don't stop them.
10 miles from this post, there's a reservation of 4,000 Sioux. An uprising there'd be far more serious than your little band that's marauding under Yellowknife.
You have enough troops to patrol the reservation and still secure Fort Laramie here. Give me just half of B Company and I'll run down Yellowknife and his renegades.
My orders are to keep a constant watch on the reservation to secure Fort Laramie with all remaining troops.
Yellowknife is being supplied with rifles, Henry 44s.
I know that.
Those are repeating rifles, Major.
I've reported that to Washington, Captain.
Whoever's smuggling those rifles has got to be stopped or every brave on the reservation will join Yellowknife in spite of your patrols.
I've received no change of orders, Captain.
We can't afford to wait, sir. Give me Sergeant Gorse and 3 men, and I'll find that gun runner. We'll leave tonight, Major.
You'll not leave.
That a direct order?
It is.
Then, with the Major's permission... Mr. Syberts.
Yes, Captain?
I'm leaving the post at 6 o'clock this evening. I'm taking Sergeant Gorse with me. Till I return, you'll act in command of B Company. Any questions?
None that would be proper, sir.
You're learning, Mr. Syberts. I'll tell you where I'm going. There's a chief out in the reservation, an old friend of mine, Wild Dog. He's about 80, and he's pretty smart.
You're going to have a talk with him?
That's right.
If you'll excuse me, sir. Well, isn't it pretty dangerous walking right in among all those Sioux?
We'll try to reach Wild Dog before anything happens.
But, Captain...
That's all, Mr. Syberts.
Yes, sir.
Drop your gun belt across your saddle, Sergeant.
You mean that, Captain?
A revolver wouldn't do you much good if these Sioux decide they want us. We're safer unarmed.
All right, sir.
All right, let's move out.
I sure wish I had me at least a Bowie knife, Captain. I don't trust any of these devils.
It's late. Most of them are asleep.
There's 4,000 Sioux in this camp. They ain't all asleep.
Oh, we're being watched, all right.
Some young buck could get his first coup feather by spearing us.
You wouldn't want to stand in the way of a man becoming a brave, would you, Sergeant?
Captain, we're being stopped.
I see him. Keep walking.
There's only one brave. We can handle him.
Leave him to me, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Oya.
Diary, Wild Dog Nya.
Ishli ai.
Ilya, Zovalya. Ayazo. Let's move, Sergeant. But keep an eye on him.
He's still standing there, sir.
I told him I'm a friend of Wild Dog's. Luckily, he's from the same clan, White Fox. There it is. See that medicine pole over there?
With a white skin on it?
That's Wild Dog's lodge. Wait out here, Sergeant. Oh, Liazia.
Nice, Leozo. Come in, my son. Sit down.
It's been a long time since we talked, Wild Dog.
A long time. And now you come because of Yellowknife.
Yellowknife is leading your young men into war with my people.
There are many clans among the Sioux. I am chief only of White Fox.
What clan is Yellowknife?
Yellowknife is of Two Moon clan.
But there are White Fox braves with him.
Yes, I cannot stop them. I remember what it was like when I was young.
It was different when you were young, Wild Dog. You had a chance then. But now, they have no chance.
They have many rifles.
They have a few, Wild Dog, but the white man, the cavalry, has thousands of rifles. In the end, the Sioux cannot win. You are a wise man. You know this is true.
Yes, you are right.
Yellowknife and his braves will be caught and punished. Some of them will die. But if I don't stop his supply of rifles, many more of your people will die.
You want to know where rifles come from?
Tell me where Yellowknife meets the white man who's supplying them. I'll do the rest.
From 66 years ago, January 29th, 1956, Fort Laramie. Right here on this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The news from 66 years ago today comes up next. So here's the choice. Some people say the USA is finished. It's evil, a has-been, full of hate and injustice. The U.S. Constitution should be trashed and the Bill of Rights abolished. No free speech, no gun ownership. Competition and free markets are bad. We're all too stupid. For our own good, the government must own everything and know all your secrets.
Other people say that America has created the freest, richest, happiest, most generous society that has ever existed in the world. That's why millions of people are desperate to come here and escape their brutal lives in Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, and 100 other countries.
In America, we have the right to succeed, the right to our own living, the right to have a family, the right to believe in God, the right to have our own ideas, the right to be safe and secure, and the right to be left alone.
Where do you stand? Help us save the Constitution and restore the American dream. Go to SaveMyFreedom.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, that's me, from Sunday, January 29th, 1956, an episode of Fort Laramie. In the newspapers of that Sunday, 66 years ago, these were some of the headlines. President Eisenhower rejected Russia's proposed friendship treaty. He told Premier Nikolai Bulganin that a change of spirit and not a mere stroke of the pen is needed to promote world peace. Bulganin had written Eisenhower that present world tensions are fraught with the possibility of breaking the peace and plunging nations into atomic war. Meanwhile, Senator George, the Democrat of Georgia, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, said today the Bulganin-Eisenhower letter both breathe a kindly spirit of conciliation. The Republican for New Hampshire, though, Senator Bridges, described Soviet Premier Bulganin's letter proposing a friendship treaty between this country and Russia as cheap politics blown up to an international scale. Russia's Foreign Minister V.M. Molotov hinted at the closing session of the Warsaw Pact nations that satellite armies bolstered by 125,000 East Germans may be supplied with Soviet atomic weapons. The eight-nation Red NATO military alliance under Soviet command voted East Germany into full membership. French Socialist Premier-designate Guy Mollet began calling in members of his proposed cabinet, and it was expected he may complete formation of a Republican front government by tomorrow. President Chiang Kai-shek said today if he is left unhindered by outside influences, the time has come when he can successfully counterattack the mainland of China and overthrow the communist regime. President Chiang said the people of mainland China would rapidly join his cause once a beachhead is established on the mainland. Like the phoenix, the specter of government controls on installment buying rose from the ashes this week. A somewhat startled business community sat up and take notice. Many businessmen had considered government controls on consumer credit a dead duck, laid to rest 3.5 years ago when regulations expired. In the president's corner, though, conservatives felt an unrestrained credit-buying binge like that of 1955 might bring on a boom-and-bust cycle. And in Haines City, Florida, robbers took a safe at the Smith Furniture store during the night. They left a duplicate made from corrugated cardboard in its place. Store safe found in a back room, the dial and handle knocked up, $500 in cash stolen. The carton painted the same color as the safe, and with the dial and handle fixed on, is a good enough imitation to fool anyone at a passing glance in the night. And those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Sunday, January 29, 1956, on your radio Fort Laramie, which continues next on this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station. The first of the year bedding sale at MyPillow.com. Half price on the MyPillow sleepwear, the Giza Dream Sheets, the 2-inch mattress toppers on MyPillow for the rest of your body. Also, blankets, quilts, and comforters. All half price right now when you go to MyPillow.com, click on the Radio Listener Square, use my promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175. The MyPillow bedding sale going on now. Ronald and Benita Coleman in Sunday's Classic Radio Theater with an episode of The Halls of Ivy from January 30th, 1952, 70 years ago. The track star, the strange problem of the track star at Ivy, who quits the team to improve his studies. That's coming up on Sunday's Classic Radio Theater, but now the conclusion of Fort Laramie starring Raymond Burr, 66 years ago, January 29th, 1956.
You'll be saving lives, Wild Dog. Sioux lives.
For the sake of my people, I tell you. A place north of here. A place you call Bright Canyon.
Bright Canyon. Well, when it's over, I'll come back and we'll smoke the pipe.
Yes, if you come back.
If I come back. Captain Quince reporting, sir.
I hear you left the post last night, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Well, you never were much of a garrison soldier, were you?
No, sir.
You saw your friend Wild Dog, I suppose?
Yes, sir.
Well, Lee, I have new orders from Washington this morning.
Yes?
My orders to patrol the reservation and to secure Fort Laramie still stand. We're not to go after Yellowknife. But the importance of the Henry rifles is recognized, and we're to put a stop to it.
Yes, sir.
Can you do it?
I can.
All right. Take half of B Company only.
Yes, sir.
You'll pass the head of your column through the main gates of the post 1/2 hour before Reveille tomorrow morning.
Right, sir.
And remember, Captain Quince, your orders are to stop that gun smuggler, not to run down Yellowknife. Any questions?
No, sir.
Then move out.
Sergeant Gorse?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant, right out here with me and take a look at these tracks.
One shod pony and the rest is mules, Captain.
Then they're not Indians, are they?
No, sir.
And they're headed straight for the rim of that canyon ahead.
Bright Canyon, Captain?
Wild Dog wasn't lying. Take 5 men right out ahead of Corporal Mercer's Point. Make a reconnaissance of the north rim. If it's clear, send a runner back.
Yes, sir.
Tell the point to swing north and to dismount in the cover of those trees below the crest.
Right, sir.
Move out.
Mr. Syberts!
Yes, Captain.
I think we found our man, Mr. Syberts. He'll be in that canyon up ahead. Sergeant Gorse is scouting the north rim of the canyon. If it's clear, we'll hide in those trees just below it, and then we'll wait.
Wait for what, sir?
Why, we'll catch him in the act, Mr. Syberts, when Yellowknife comes for his rifles.
But, Captain...
It's not my fault if Yellowknife gets in the way when we move in on that gun smuggler.
No, sir.
Mr. Syberts, pass the word to space out, stagger the odd piles to the left. We're raising too much dust.
there, Vickers. Go on back to your post.
Oh, there's nothing happening down there in the valley. He's some gun smuggler. Just sits around in his cabin. What's the matter with Captain Quince, anyway? Half a troop against one man, and we hide around watching him for 2 days.
You can't figure nothing, Vickers. We're waiting for Yellowknife.
You mean we're gonna fight them Indians?
Soon as they show up.
You scared, Boatwright?
All I need is to kill me an Indian, and I won't be scared no more.
Yeah, me too. I think.
Who's throwing that rock?
It's Gorse and the captain.
Well, get down there. He signaled to you.
Oh, man, I'll catch it now.
What you doing away from your post, Vickers?
I couldn't see nothing where I was. I was wondering if Boatwright could, Sergeant.
You can be shot for leaving your post at a time like this, Vickers.
Yes, sir, Captain.
You're risking the life of every man in this troop. I'll get back where you belong.
Yes, sir, Captain.
Captain Boatwright wants us.
All right, come on.
The end of the canyon, sir. Look, there they come.
Yellowknife.
How many braves you figure he's got with him, Gorse?
It's hard to say yet, sir. Maybe 30.
They got a bunch of horses, too.
Yep, that's to pay for the rifles.
Captain, I can see more than 30 Sioux down there. Must be nigh under 40.
Yeah.
There's that dirty gun runner now out talking with Yellowknife.
I wish we had whole of B Company here.
Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Take Boatwright and move out about 300 yards west of here. When you're ready, I want you to ride straight down into the canyon.
What?
Shut up.
Your orders are to find out if they're really trading for guns down there.
But, Captain...
If you run into any trouble, I'll have to help you out of it, that's all.
I understand, sir. Come on, Boatwright, let's move.
Well, of all the
Shut
crazy...
up.
And tell Mr. Syberts there I want to see him.
Right, sir. You wanted me, Captain?
Mr. Syberts, I think those Sioux down there are trading for Henry rifles. Sergeant Gorse and Boatwright are going to ride down and find out.
You mean they're going alone, sir?
They are. It'd sure be a fight if we appeared in force. Might even look like I was trying to run Yellowknife down.
But they'll be killed, sir.
Well, I can't let that happen. If they're attacked, we'll just have to ride in. It'll be a rescue mission, Mr. Syberts.
I understand, Captain.
All right, I'll get back to the troop, pass the word to saddle and mount. Space out the 60 paces between mounts. It'll make us look full strength.
Right, sir.
And Mr. Syberts, I'll shoot the first man who crosses the ridge before I give the signal. Pass the order and then come back here. Any questions?
No, sir.
Move out.
Troops ready, Captain.
Just in time. There go Gorse and Boatwright.
They'll be seen any minute, sir.
Yeah. Let's get back. Get mounted, Mr. Syberts.
Yes, sir.
When we reach the cabin, you lead the troops. I'll stop for the gun runner. As skirmishers, ho! Skirmishers, ho! At the trot, ho! Ho! Gallop! Sergeant Gorse!
Yes, sir.
Where'd the white man go?
He isn't with him up there.
I never seen him, Captain.
Well, he must be in the cabin here. I'm going in after him.
I'll go in with you, sir.
No, you stay with the troop. They've chased them far enough. And get those stolen horses rounded up.
Right, sir.
You're all through, mister. Come out of there.
Oh, you ain't gonna hang me.
Come out with your hands up. You'll get a trial.
Hanging's bad. I ain't gonna hang.
It's your choice, mister. Come out or I'll kill you right there.
I'll take my chances.
Suits me.
They're still running, Captain. But we killed some of them.
What about Yellowknife?
He's dead, sir. Right over there. Private Boatwright killed him.
That Boatwright lying over there, too, Mr. Sabbits?
Afraid so, sir. He took a bullet after he got Yellowknife.
Sergeant Gorse has some men rounding up their horses, Mr. Sabbits. Reform the rest of the troop. Take care of the wounded. Detail 6 men for a burial party.
Yes, sir. Mercer, over here.
Hello, Boatwright.
Captain, sir?
What can I do for you?
Nothing, Captain. I'm all shot up. There's nothing anyone can do.
That was Yellowknife you killed, Boatwright.
I always wanted to get me an Indian, Captain. But I sure never figured it'd be Yellowknife.
You did fine, Boatwright.
But here's something I took off Yellowknife. You keep it for me. You know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I sure do.
I feel all wet inside, Captain.
I'm sorry, Boatwright.
It's all right. I ain't scared.
Of course not.
Tell him goodbye for me, Captain. All of them.
Captain Quince reporting, sir.
I've just finished going over your report, Captain.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure on reading it whether you deliberately disobeyed orders or not. Would you care to clarify that point?
Major Daggett, did you ever see one of these?
What? That's a scalp.
Private Boatwright took it off a Yellowknife, Major. It's a woman's scalp. Young woman.
Get rid of it.
Yes, sir.
Captain Quince, I'm reporting to Washington that the gun smuggler's been destroyed, but that you were attacked by Yellowknife during the operation and were forced to defend yourself.
Thank you, Major.
That's all, Captain. Oh, Captain.
Yes, sir?
Just one more thing. In regard to your recommendation for a posthumous medal for Private Boatwright.
Yes, sir.
Washington might question a report that recommended an honor for one of the soldiers who actually brought on Yellowknife's attack. So, for the good of the company, I'd suggest...
That's all right, Major. Boatwright'd understand. He was a real soldier. A line soldier.
Fort Laramie is produced and directed by Norman MacDonald and stars Raymond Burr as Lee Quince, Captain of Cavalry, with Vic Perrin as Sergeant Gorse. The script was specially written for Fort Laramie by John Meston, with sound patterns by Bill James and Ray Kemper. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Featured in the cast were Harry Bartell, Bob Sweeney, Sam Edwards, Jack Moyles, Jan Arvin, Joe Cranston, and Lou Krugman.
Company, tension! Dismiss!
Next week, another transcribed story of the Northwest frontier and the troopers who fought under Lee Quince, Captain of Cavalry.
From 66 years ago, January 29, 1956, Raymond Burr, Fort Laramie on Classic Radio Theater. A reminder, many of the great shows you hear on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox are made possible from my friend Ted over at RadioMemories.com. Contact Ted at RadioMemories.com. You can get great programs available on compact disc, on cassette tape, or on flash drive for your computer. RadioMemories.com. Please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allow us to be with you each and every Saturday at this time. Don't forget that our shows are available anywhere podcasts are served. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. We do this show 7 days a week, 3 hours each day. You can find them anywhere podcasts are served, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank this radio station, support their advertisers, tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.